Let's talk about what we need to look for when we're viewing a target. Now, before we start shooting any particular target, we're going to take a look at one first. So here's the target we're going to be shooting. And the first thing that we want to do when we look at that bird is we want to basically trace its line of flight. So in my mind, I'm drawing an imaginary line of where that bird comes out of the machine, where it flies to, where it's going. Imagine the bird's a jet plane. It's leaving a vapor trail. There's our imaginary line through the sky. So take a look at the bird again. There's our line through the sky. We've kind of got that. And I'll use my background. You know, the bird flies by this tree and this bush and in this part of the sky. So we've got some things out there, some points of reference to mark that line. Now we need to find 3 points along that line. Now the first point is the viewpoint. What the viewpoint is, that's where we're going to start our eyes when we call for the target. We're always looking to where we first see the bird or where the bird comes out of the machine. So our viewpoint is simply right here in front of the machine where the target first appears. On the other end, we've got our break zone, or break point, or our break zone. This is the point in the sky we're going to attempt to break the target. So bang, somewhere in there is going to be my chosen break zone. And let me talk to you a little bit about how we find that break zone. What we're looking for the area or the spot in the sky where the target is the easiest, at its easiest point to kill or its easiest point to break. And there's a few factors, a few things we can ask ourselves. It all really relates back to vision. What I'm asking myself is, where is that target the biggest? Where is that target the clearest? That's normally the easiest place to break that bird. So there's a lot of factors involved here. If we think about a bird, maybe you get something coming in, a target way away and it's coming in. Well, the closer that bird gets to you, the bigger that bird gets, all right? We could have targets that start out on an edge profile and they're starting to roll and show us a bigger profile. Well, the bigger that profile, the easier it is to break the target. You may have something that starts out down in the shadows that you can't see well, and once it comes out and the sun's hitting it, that target's a lot more clear. So those are the factors. Where is the bird the biggest? Where is the bird the clearest? That's typically the easiest place to break the target. So distance and profile are big parts of that. So we've identified 2 points. We've got our viewpoint where we're going to start our eyes when we call for the bird. We've got our break zone where we're going to attempt to kill the target, or we're going to shoot at the target. And then the third point is our hold point. This is where we're going to start the gun when we call for the bird. And what we're going to use as a hold point for now is just a halfway point between our break zone and our viewpoint. So viewpoint over in here by the machine, break zone out here in the sky. Our hold point's going to be halfway in between the two, right about there. Now, what I want you to understand about our hold point, that's where we start our gun. It's halfway between the break point and the viewpoint, right on the target's line of flight. Our hold point is also our connection point. That means that's where we're going to get our gun to the bird. So when we call for the target, we're going to set our feet for our break zone. We're going to come back to our hold point, and as the target comes, we're going to meet the bird at the hold point and move with the bird all the way to the break zone. Now, the real key to be able to do this is back to that visual connection. We've got to keep our eye on the target. I know that we're trying to get the gun in position and keep the gun with the bird, but what I want you guys to practice and work on learning how to do is by getting that gun and moving the gun with the bird, but keeping your eye on the bird. The same way I can point right at the camera. I don't look at my finger to do that. I look at the camera to do that. If I'm going to point the gun at the target, I don't look at the gun, I look at the target. So again, viewpoint, break zone, hold point halfway in between the two. We're going to meet the bird and simply move with the bird or feel the speed all the way to the break zone. The key at the end of the shot is really seeing the bird well when the gun goes off. Now we're going to shoot a couple to show you guys what that looks like. All right, so again, what I'm going to do, here's my break zone. Set my feet for my break zone. I'm going to come back to my hold point, which is also my connection point. That's where I'm going to meet the bird, and my eyes are going to go to the viewpoint. So my eyes are going to go just in front of the machine, hands halfway in between the two. I'm going to meet the bird and simply keep my eye on the bird, move with it all the way to the break zone, and that's where I'll kill the target. Pull. 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 That should give you a little bit better understanding of exactly what it is I'm asking you to do with each target. So let's go out and let's shoot a few. And again, all we're trying to do is get our hands to the bird at the hold point, feel the speed of the target, and see the bird when we fire.